Welcome to another food adventure with Getting Lost. We are back. We are back today at Tiong Bahru Food Centre to try this. Look at that. Roasted meats. And this pork organ soup. Oh yeah, organy. And more roasted meats. Join me as we eat more foods at Tiong Bahru Food Centre. We are back at Tiong Bahru, and as you can see, the food center here has gotten a new coat of paint. I find the red highlights actually pops out, make it looks a bit nicer. And of course, the surrounding area with all the old public housing blocks around here, it does look nice. Anyway, as we know, Tiong Bahru has lots of good food, and we have covered most of it, and there's still a few more. So let's get in there and let's see what we missed the first time and second time and third time. On the inside, they also did some renovation to make the food center looks more modern, and also redo the tables and chairs. And the first place we're going to eat at is at this place here called Koh Brother's pig organ soup. Yes, pig organ soup. It's exactly what it sounds like. So basically, you have pig organs which you cook in a long time in a soup. So this is the dish itself. This comes from a time where people couldn't actually afford to eat meat all the time. So other parts of the pig were cheaper, and they use it to make soup. And this is the chili sauce that comes together. And this dish itself cost me $5.50. $5 for the soup, 50 cents for the rice. And the soup itself is good. It's full of porky goodness. The soup itself is very flavorful with a very distinctive preserved vegetable taste and a bit of a liver aftertaste. But the soup is done well, except for the liver, which is a bit overcooked, but the intestines and the meat are nice and tender and goes very well with the chili sauce. Very well. So the matching of the chili sauce and the pig organs done well. And of course the soup itself is super flavorful, and you eat it together with rice. So basically either you pour the whole rice in, or you just eat it spoon by spoon. Up to you, your own style of eating. But all I can say is this is a good pig organ soup to eat. Very good. And the next place I'm going to bring you to is actually this place here, which is called Original Tiong Bahru Golden Pig and Roasted. And here, they do their pork very well. They have different types of pork dishes, but the one I ordered from here cost me $5. It was the rice together with char siu and siu yok. Okay, for char siu is actually barbecue pork, siu yok is roast pork. So that's the one with the crispy skin on top. Here, they do that roasting meats very well. And not only that, they also have a portion of meat to fat is also higher than other places, because now in health conscious Singapore, people don't like to eat so much fat, but fat is where the flavor comes from the meat. Anyway, so the roast pork done very well, crispy skin. Once you bite it, there's a nice crunching sound in your mouth, and then it's not too salty also. They've done it very well, perfect, done very well. And then the char siu, sweet, tender, with lots of fat. Okay, as you can see there, the layering of meat and fat. The fat layering is slightly more than normal places, and even some of the char siu or the barbecue pork, you know, there's only a thin piece of meat in between the fat. Delicious. And it only cost me $5. This is one of the better roast meats I've eaten because of the better portion of fat in the meat itself. Very good, very delicious. Next up is this place here, which is called Teck Seng soya bean milk. What they do here is they sell soya bean milk and also soya bean curd. So what I ordered was actually the soya bean milk, and it cost me $1. You can actually taste the difference for soya bean itself, those that is handmade, made in the shop, and those that are bought from the factory. This place here, you can definitely taste that. It also has a very nice aftertaste and also very smooth, which I quite like. And this is the soya bean itself. They modernized the container itself, but the drink itself, good. So if you do come here, this is one of the, and you do not want to drink coffee or tea, this is one of a good alternative for you to come and try, which I actually quite enjoyed, which is good. Next up is another roasted meat place, which is called Tiong Bahru Hong Kee Cantonese Roasted. And these are the prices of the food. But here itself is the meat itself. Look at that. It looks good, doesn't it? This time I was a bit more ambitious. This plate cost me $7, but it has char siu, which is barbecue pork, siu yok, which is a roasted pork, and roasted duck. And of course, the meat is slightly different here is because they put the meats on top of the rice and then only they drizzle the sauce. What is good here is the roasted duck. Skin is crispy, salty enough, and the meat is meaty. And when you bite the meat, there's a nice meat duck flavor in the meat itself, which is really, really good. And even under the duck itself, the skin, there's a thin layer of fat under the skin. And they also roast the duck very, very well. It's bursting with duck flavor when you eat it. Unfortunately, the barbecue pork itself, it's the part they used, actually it was lean meat, so it's not very soft and it's a bit not tender at all. But what they do good here is the duck. You should come here for the duck. Anyway, this place also does have a long queue, and beside it is actually a shop that sells deep fried dough items or snacks. As I said, the next door next to the shop itself is actually a shop that actually sells deep fried Chinese dough snacks. So this is the shop itself. All the snacks are below $1. And you can actually see them making the items here. Unfortunately, on that day itself, I didn't actually buy any of the items, but I just wanted to show you that's how traditionally all the dough snacks are made. And then beside the cutting board, there's actually a big wok filled with oil where they deep fry the dough items. So this is Tiong Bahru Food Centre. Like I said, lots of good food here. And I'm afraid that's all for today. If you don't know how to get here, I'll put the links for the directions in the description below. Other than that, as per usual, you know what to do. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to join me for my next food adventure. That's about all. That's all. Bye bye.